A major announcement that could have big consequences.
A red tide rising in space, while China and Russia turning away from NASA.
China and Russia have agreed to jointly build an international scientific research station on the moon.
The United States has long been the world's preeminent space power, but there could be a realignment of space politics underway. Russia, the world's other great space power, clearly no longer sees its future in space with America.
Adios, amigos.
And new players like China are fast catching up.
They have the capability of launching space stations in Earth orbit. They have successfully had lunar rovers and lunar orbiters, rocket launch, human spaceflight programs, and they have developed anti-satellite weaponry.
China became the first nation ever to land a probe on the dark side of the moon in 2018 and completed a rare materials retrieval mission from the lunar surface last year. And in just a couple of months' time, China will attempt to land a rover on the surface of Mars, and if successful, they'll become just the second nation ever to do so.
Having a Chinese probe on the surface of Mars is a huge step. So that is the full panoply of ingredients to be a major space power.
While China's opaque political system masks the exact spending on its space program, experts agree its budget is still likely to be dwarfed by NASA's. But it's still spending billions of dollars trying to become a space superpower.
It's a lot about showcasing China's capability as an attractive alternate to a Western international space order. And I think that is something that we haven't grappled with as yet, especially given the fact that it's a very authoritarian system.
But above all, it also serves to reinforce the rule of the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party. For the CCP, a strong space capability leads to, ideally, stronger economics, stronger military, stronger political unity, greater diplomatic respect, all the elements of comprehensive national power.
Today, I'm thrilled to sign a new order taking the next step to create the United States Space Force. So important.
And America has taken notice. Former US President Donald Trump established a new branch of the American military in 2019.
Part of the creation of Space Force is recognizing that as other countries get more ability to possibly challenge American space capabilities, we want to make sure that we have those because, where we think we might be likely to fight, it's going to be critical to use space to be able to operate over such long distances.
China has developed anti-satellite weaponry, as well as its own GPS equivalent, a satellite network called Beidou.
They're catching up. They're catching up fast, but if you gave me a choice of whose space program I could own, I'd rather own the American space program than the Chinese space program.
China's just, done its first interplanetary mission. And if you look at what the Soviet Union and Russia and the United States have done, they've been to every, planet in the solar system. They have achieved, amazing things.
Human spaceflight is the reason that SpaceX was created, and we're incredibly honored to partner with NASA.
Space billionaires like Elon Musk also give America an edge.
We have SpaceX, we have Sierra Nevada, we have Blue Origins. China recognizes this as a challenge. They have tried to foster and promote some commercial space efforts. You just don't see a vibrant commercial space program.
We're going to the moon to explore, and we're going to the moon for scientific discovery.
While China has clearly come a long way, America plans to land astronauts in partnership with like-minded nations including Australia on the moon for the first time in 5 decades in just a couple of years' time, demonstrating that the USA is not quite ready to give up its lead just yet.
Liftoff of the Falcon 9 and Crew Dragon. Go NASA, go SpaceX, guys.
Now make no mistake about it, we're in a space race today, just as we were in the 1960s.
But experts agree this is a marathon, not a sprint.
China has set out very long-term plans for what it wants to do in space. So what we're seeing is a slow accumulation of abilities and technologies which are enabling it to do what it's doing now.
And with more players than ever, including private companies, vying for a spot in the sky. New ways of governing space may be needed.
And liftoff.
I think there is this urgent need for societies and countries to come together to establish some sort of regulatory framework. And importantly, because today we are not just two nations talking about space, you have several nations that have inspiration to become such space-faring civilizations in the future.